The dangers of traveling after 70 are real, but most people don't talk about them. From surprise health issues to lost meds, jet lag, and just plain exhaustion, it's easy for a dream trip to turn into something not so dreamy. In today's episode, we're getting into the stuff no one warns you about and the simple ways to stay ahead of it all. If you're planning a trip or know someone who is, this is one to watch.
Welcome back to the show, friends. Today, we're taking a real talk approach to something important traveling after 70. Not just where to go or how to pack, but the things that can sneak up on you if you're not prepared. We're talking about the hidden challenges that can turn an exciting vacation into an exhausting one. And of course, how to stay a step ahead of them. With me today is Janet, a seasoned traveler.
Oh, this is going to be a good one, Matilda, because here's the truth. Most travel mishaps can be avoided. They're not really surprises if you know what to look for. And at our age, we don't just want to survive a trip, we want to enjoy it.
Absolutely. So let's start with something I think a lot of people underestimate the sheer fatigue that can hit while traveling. Even before the fun starts, you've got airports, long walks, dragging bags. It's a lot.
It really is. I tell people all the time, stamina isn't something you can build the week before you leave. I start moving more a good 6 to 8 weeks before a trip. Just walking, nothing extreme. I aim for a solid 30 minutes a day, and I try to make it part of my routine. Take a walk in the morning, stretch in the evening. It's about getting your body used to movement again. So when you're faced with long airport halls or uneven sidewalks, it doesn't knock the wind out of you.
And if something does go wrong while you're away, like a medical issue, that can turn stressful real fast.
Exactly why a pre-travel doctor visit is non-negotiable for me. About 2 months out, I make an appointment. I tell them where I'm going, how long I'll be gone, and they help me think through anything I might need: vaccines, medication adjustments, even tips for dealing with jet lag or altitude if that's relevant. It gives me time to handle any surprises before I'm halfway across the world trying to find a pharmacy with Google Translate.
Speaking of medications, one of the top worries I hear from people is forgetting a prescription or running out while they're gone.
That's a real concern. What I do is sit down 2 or 3 weeks before my trip with all my prescriptions and make sure I have more than enough. Enough for the trip plus a few days in case of delays. Then I pack them smart. I don't like pill bottles, they take up space, so I use those snack-size Ziploc bags. Label each one with the day and time, and tuck them in easy-to-reach spots. I even bring a printed list of my meds and dosages, and I always keep everything in my carry-on. Always.
Now, if something more serious happens, an injury or a hospital visit, medical costs abroad can be a nightmare without coverage.
Oh yes, travel insurance is something I will never skip again, but not just the kind the airline tries to sell you at checkout. You want a policy that covers emergency medical care, evacuation if needed, and this is key, one that doesn't exclude pre-existing conditions. I shop around and buy mine about 4 to 6 weeks out. Some even let you talk to a nurse 24/7 while you're away, which I've used before. It's worth every penny for peace of mind.
Okay, here's another one that caught me off guard once: dehydration and low energy from unfamiliar foods, or just not drinking enough water while sightseeing.
That happens all the time. People forget that being a tourist is physically demanding. I always pack a small reusable water bottle, I love the collapsible kind, and a few electrolyte packets in case I feel run down. And I pack snacks I know my body handles well: a handful of almonds, some crackers, dried fruit. That way I'm not relying on street food or convenience stores when I'm starving. It's all about keeping your energy steady.
Mobility is another big one. So many beautiful places are full of stairs, steep hills, or cobblestones.
Yes, and you don't want to find that out when you're standing at the bottom of a long staircase with your suitcase. A few weeks before a trip, I research accessibility: hotels with elevators, museums with wheelchairs available, even whether public transportation is senior-friendly, and I don't hesitate to request airport wheelchair assistance in advance. It's not about weakness, it's about making the trip work for you.
And if something does happen, like fainting or an allergic reaction, you really want someone nearby to know what's going on.
100%. I create a little medical info card, just a small index card in my wallet, with my name, allergies, meds, emergency contacts, and my doctor's number. I also use the emergency medical ID feature on my phone. You hope no one needs it, but if they do, you'll be glad it's there.
What about jet lag? I feel like that hits harder the older we get.
It definitely does. I start adjusting my sleep schedule a week or two before I go, just shifting bedtime by 30 to 60 minutes every few days to get closer to the new time zone. And once I land, I get outside and into daylight as much as possible. I skip naps and try to hold off on going to bed until local bedtime. Also, hydration again. It really helps your body reset faster.
Losing documents or a dead phone battery can be such a headache, too.
I never travel without printed copies of everything: passport, insurance, itinerary, even hotel directions. I also email those to myself and to someone back home, and I carry a portable phone charger in my bag. Doesn't matter how tech-savvy you are, batteries die, signals fail, paper doesn't.
Last one, packing too much or forgetting something essential. That's always a tough balance.
I give myself a few days to pack, never the night before. I make a list, lay everything out, and stick to versatile pieces that mix and match. I use packing cubes, wear my bulkiest shoes on the plane, and always put meds, a spare outfit, and my toothbrush in my carry-on. And here's a bonus: compression socks. Not cute, but trust me, they make a huge difference on long flights.
Janet, you've basically given us a travel masterclass today. I love that it's all so doable and based on real experience.
That's the goal. Traveling after 70 isn't about pushing through or pretending you're 30. It's about being kind to yourself, preparing thoughtfully, and making room for joy. The best moments happen when you feel good and know you're covered if something goes sideways.
Couldn't have said it better. Thank you, as always, for your wisdom. And to those of you listening, if this helped you, pass it on to someone you know who's planning a trip. We'll be back soon with more tips, stories, and conversations to help you travel smart at any age.